opinion
I
is fine.
understand that, and the vote, and I don't think there are very many controversial
Right.
votes here.
Different towns do different things.
Well, that's
you
what I
know,
learned from the state.
What happened? Oh.
No sign of George. No.
If I wasn't so lazy, I would have brought my computer.
Good, how are you?
I've done that.
Alright. Very good. Okay.
Download it.
All right, let's call the February planning board meeting to order. The first item up is the Murphy application. And I believe Wesley is here representing the applicant.
Yep, I'm here representing James Murphy.
Can you pull the map up, please? I assume that's not going out the, I don't know. Hopefully that,
So Jim currently owns 3 tax parcels, one being the peninsula, which is sticks out into the lake, and then 2 other lots that are south of Lake Road. What he is looking to do is put the peninsula on the market. The peninsula includes quite a lot of land that is underwater, parts of the lake. I came in for a lot line adjustment a few years ago where one of the people that had bought on the south side of the lake wanted the opportunity to build a dock or launch their kayaks or rowboats onto the lake. So we lot line altered and added a little section of all land that is really strictly a little bit of shoreline and mostly land underwater. So if they wanted to go through the appropriate procedures with DEC and build a dock, they could do that, or have lake access where they wouldn't have to go all the way to the only public access, which is the Lions Club, to launch their kayak or whatnot. So in this submission, you will see the peninsula and then 2 small parcels there, 7A and 5A. And they will get added to the corresponding lots of lot 7 on filed map 4556A, and to lot 3, or I'm sorry, lot 7 and 4. Is that correct? 7 and 3. So yeah, it's pretty much all land underwater, and it's for boat launches or a dock if they deem to do so one day. The intention would be, it would obviously be part and parcel of the current tax map. Could not ever be subdivided. It's obviously not a buildable lot. And with the deed that we provide to Warren, It would be a consolidation description, which ties it directly to the lots in that subdivision, and then also classifies it that it's part and parcel of that lot.
Is that any members have any questions? I guess let's start with George, our engineer. He's there, right? He's just not on the screen. George, if you want to unmute yourself.
Yeah.
He's representing CPL as our engineering firm. Go ahead, George. Did you have any, were you able to review this and have any comments or questions?
Yeah, I mean, I took a look at it today, and I guess I would view it more as a subdivision than a lot line adjustment. I mean, you're cutting a parcel out of a piece of property that is not contiguous with the parcels that you're joining them with. They're bisected by a road. Usually a lot line adjustment takes an existing line and moves it one way or another. So I don't think it really is technically a lot line adjustment. It's more like a subdivision, and in that sense, it kind of requires a variance because those parcels are well under the 5 acre minimum to break off. But it's odd.
All right. Is there any issues with water or any of that sort of thing?
Well, I mean, water is always a strange thing to deal with, riparian rights, literal rights, things of that nature. I don't think, like I said, my biggest question, I guess, would be, and concern would be that it's really not a traditional lot line adjustment. And if they just want to get lake rights, they could do that without creating a parcel. You could deed them lake rights so they could, launch a boat or do something. It's a little bit precedent setting, I think, creating a parcel on an opposite side of a road and calling it a lot line adjustment.
Well, I guess we'll turn to Warren then. See what Warren, what is your comments on this situation?
Yeah, it's pretty odd. I don't think I've ever seen the creation of a small lot to be combined with another lot down the road.
Right.
I don't think there's anything illegal about it. I don't know that it matters whether we call it a lot line adjustment or a minor subdivision. We can treat them the same. As long as it's understood that when I saw it in the application of the map, that that parcel will be merged by merger deed, so that we're really not creating a new lot.
Correct.
I guess that's fine. I don't know what county mapping is going to do with it when they see it. I mean, it's not unusual to have parcels, across the road that are joined. I don't think I've ever seen one like this where it's 4 lots down the road.
Right.
But I'm not sure that there's anything illegal about it.
No, I think from a precedent standpoint, it would be cleaner if we called it a minor subdivision.
Yeah, minor subdivision.
And like I say, there's routinely where you have multiple parcels in a deed even. This could be parcel 1, parcel 2, whatever. That doesn't. You can accomplish the same thing by calling it a minor subdivision, I think, and not.
I would just make the point that lot 5A was already done by this board after the zoning was done. And it was a lot line alteration. We went through the procedure and went through the plan, and that's how we handled it the first time.
Wait, what? 5A?
Yeah, so Fitzgerald also exists. We could go on parcel access and take a look at it. And if we went back into the records, we would see that was a lot line alteration, and we handled it as such.
Right. No, I understand what you're saying, but again, it's cleaner because it's not really a lot line adjustment. And again, you would accomplish the same thing and you would not set a precedent. Again, if something was missed in the past or was an oversight or what have you, that's in the past, that's fine. It doesn't mean we need to do it again.
I guess I understand what you're saying, but in the same sense, we're not doing a subdivision, we're not dividing any land. What we're doing is we're adding some land. It might not be contiguous, but we are not subdividing it. A lot line alteration in the definitions of the zoning is a minor form of a subdivision. So pretty much what we are doing is a minor form of subdivision. It also would give the planning board the opportunity to waive a public hearing because he owns all the lots there. Therefore, we wouldn't have to stress this out into another thing, notify all the neighbors across the road and go through something that I would expect that nobody would show up for and have a problem for. I would also recite that the comprehensive plan of the town of Pine Plains calls for more recreational activity. This is directly related to that, to give more recreational activity to these owners that'll be on these lots in the future as well.
Right. I'm all for the recreational activity. And again, that could be accomplished in a number of ways, but you guys want to do it this way, and that's fine. If the board wants to move forward, I would just stress, in order to minimize any precedent setting, to just state for the record the reasons why this is being considered a lot line adjustment, even though it's separated by a road, and maybe the fact that it's all underwater and it's, they're being immediately merged and with the filing of the map at the same instant. Just come up with some, I would feel better if there wasn't a precedent where someone could come in and break up a lot on dry land on both sides of a road and say, yeah, it's a lot line adjustment. It's not a subdivision, and I'll take this, I'll put it over here. It just, if you set some ground rules and some clearly stated reasons for why you're doing it the way you're doing it this time, at least it gives you the ability to not open the door to, if you don't want to do it in another instance some other time down the road.
Warren, how much of an issue is that precedent? I thought we don't set precedents by our actions or.
Yeah, I'm not too concerned about the precedent, but I think it probably is more in the nature of a minor subdivision. I'm not sure that you don't have, I think you have the power to waive the public hearing on the minor subdivision also, as well as the lot line adjustment. So I don't know what the battle is. I'm not sure what the problem is. I would go along with George's recommendation and just renote this as a minor subdivision, achieving the same ends with the requirement of the merger deeds. And then you can set it down for the next meeting and decide to waive the public hearing if you like.
Do we waive the public hearing in a minor subdivision?
Well, Warren thinks so, but we should probably check.
Yeah.
Is Drew?
Yeah.
Drew, do you have your copy of the subdivision regs there?
I do not. I don't have my zoning law. Sorry.
I think we need, Warren, I'd like to make sure that before we,
I don't have a zoning, nobody has a zoning.
no one has.
I don't have.
Well, I have it. I know you can waive the public hearing on a lot line adjustment. I think
Yes.
you can with a minor subdivision too.
So if you can waive it on a minor subdivision, if you want to call it a minor subdivision, it's really
Right, just want to make
semantics.
sure
Right?
that.
Yeah, no, I agree. I don't want to make it a minor subdivision and have to do a hearing.
Marty, you had a
The
question?
minor subdivision in the town zoning ordinance is the subdivision of the land into 2, 3, or 4 lots fronting on an existing road. I don't believe that we're subdividing one lot into multiple lots. We're adding a portion of land to another portion, which is an existing tax parcel. We're not creating anything new. Therefore, my professional opinion would be it would be a lot line alteration.
Warren, if we had, like, if there was a lot on one side that was like 10 acres and a lot on the other side of the road was like 50 acres and someone was giving like 10 acres to the 10-acre parcel out of the 50, that's something we would have seen as a lot line adjustment, no? Or would that?
Yeah, that would be a clear lot line adjustment.
Right. The
So
real
how's
issue
the-
here is
what's
that
the
it's
difference?
separated by a road. So they're not contiguous
Right, but we've
parcels,
done with
not
lot
adjusting a
lines
boundary.
separate.
You're subdividing a
done with
parcel
lot-
out and then adding it to another parcel, separate and
Did it with
distinct.
Bolton, right?
Yeah, we've done lot line adjustments across roads before.
Well, that's a natural, we have that in our zoning law. If it's divided by a road, I think we call that
It's a natural subdivision.
Yeah. I don't
I
know,
really think
unless,
it's a minor
unless, I don't know what
subdivision.
Wesley's
I think
problem
that's
is.
I think that's a road and fee that the actual county, town or state owns. So unless it's been deeded and it's not just usage rights, then I believe the natural subdivision is only if it's fee and the actual town, state or county actually own it.
Okay, I think the only question is really whether you waive the public hearing if it's considered to be a subdivision. And to be honest, I didn't check that because when I looked at it, I considered it to be a lot line adjustment.
What's it? Marty has a
Yeah,
question. Hold on.
I guess my question is, what is the problem with approving it as a lot line adjustment? If Warren says that it's legal, I know it's a little unusual, all right? But that's the way it was submitted. If there's nothing contrary that would keep it from being approved that way, you for sure you can waive the public hearing on a lot line adjustment. I don't know why you wouldn't just proceed that way. Just a thought.
Yeah, it's fine with me. I'm just looking to see
Yeah, I
about
agree
the,
with this. Doesn't make any sense. It's right on Kafka, right? You can't do this.
Yeah, I
as a
mean-
lot line because it's a subdivision, but it's the same thing.
Well, we would just do the same thing, right?
Right.
So, except we might have to have a public hearing if it wasn't allowed.
I'm just,
So in effect, if there's no difference, I'd rather just do it.
I think that's a good way to proceed.
yeah, I'm just looking to see why don't we just call it a lot line adjustment / minor subdivision and move on with it.
Sounds good. to me.
And then waive the public hearing, and then you could be approved at the next meeting.
But we'd have to wait till the next meeting to approve it
Yeah,
because,
because you do the sketch plan, and then you set it down for the next meeting you submit the final subdivision map, and then you approve it. The only question is whether you would require a public hearing prior to approving it. That's what the regulations say.
Would it be feasible to grant sketch plan approval and conditional final approval subject to the word preliminary being removed on the map and any other notes that the planning board members might want to see or any of the consultants would want to see on the map and the approval of the merger deeds by you?
Yeah, but it would have to be done by at the next meeting. Is there a time of the essence on this, Wesley, that you're concerned about?
I'm unsure. I know he has been talking to somebody about the peninsula. I am unsure whether they're in contract or what, but truthfully, Warren, I got everything done. The merger deeds are done. He could get it to his attorney, have those deeds to you within 5-6 days. I could print out a Mylar tomorrow. I mean, the map's in its final form.
So I guess my question is, if you consider it a lot line adjustment, can it be done at tonight's meeting?
No. Whether it's a minor subdivision or a lot line adjustment, you present it at the sketch at the first meeting, and then you set it down for the next meeting in final form. If there's a public hearing, you have the public hearing. If you're waiving the public hearing, you waive it, and then if everything is done, you then sign the map.
Okay, so if it's considered a lot line adjustment,
Can I?
wait, what Sarah has.
I have a question. Are these lots, they're not built on yet, is that correct?
No, they're all vacant, yeah.
They're all vacant. This is a lake that has a lake association. I just think you might want to have a public hearing on this. Rushing forward, I don't see the reason for doing that myself.
That's
If
up to.
it's gonna be
that's up to
two
the-
meetings anyway, then no public hearing is fine, right?
Yeah.
I would just make the point that, and I have no problem if one of the members thinks there should be a public hearing, they're having a public hearing. I will say quite a few times in the past, decade that I've been in here, we've come in, I hand in my sketch plan, which is a map in its final form, and we can review everything in one meeting rather than set it down and have two agendas and everybody come in here a second time when everything's all done. So, I'd like everybody to think about all the times that they've been in here, because I would hate to see a precedent set tonight that a lot line alteration can't be approved in one night. If the applicant has everything that the board wants ready and able, then I think we could move ahead. But if the board feels the public hearing is necessary, I'm happy to.
Well, let's figure that out first. Board members, please, let's start with those on virtual. What do you think about a public hearing? Do you feel you need one or not? guess-
I think that Sarah's point is a good one. I mean, I'm a little concerned. You're taking a parcel and putting it on a deed with another parcel that is not straight across the road from it. And that is a precedent that maybe the Sissing Lake Association might want to think about, or maybe someone else would like to think about and give us input about.
Kate?
I don't know anything about.
I'm sorry, I missed the beginning, so I have no idea what.
Okay.
So I can't weigh in on that.
Okay, Vicky?
I guess I'd have to say, I'd like to see it done in one meeting. Why we kind of stretch a lot of things out. I do have a question though. Don't the houses along there even though there's a road there? I was under the impression that they owned already the lake property under the lake.
So under the lake, you can kind of see the peninsula on the map on the screen. And a lot of the houses on the lake stretch to the center of the lake and under the water there. But the peninsula owns a vast majority of that side of the lake. The lots to the south, they don't own any lake frontage. The only one is the one that Fitzgerald bought that we did, I don't know, 5-6 years ago, where he bought a tiny little piece there. You get into, again, when you talk about roads, if it's a user road and whether it's fee ownership, the town has the ability to maintain 25 feet off. Does that give public rights of 25 feet off? There's people swimming there. Jim has always allowed people to swim there and never said anything. That's for more of the lawyers to weigh in. Because the town has the right, are they able to then enter the water and get in there? That's above my pay grade at that point.
But there's no deeded lake, as far as you know, there's
No deeded access to those southern parcels, no.
Yeah, I thought there was.
No one else. So Steve, what are you thinking about the public?
I'm with Vicky. I thought we've done lot line changes in one meeting previously, but if Warren's telling me we can't, then we can't. I thought we've done it before, but.
So did I.
Well, let's just, before, you're in favor of waiving the public hearing?
I don't know any, maybe Sarah knows, I don't know anything about the Sissing Lake Association. Is it, I don't know what it is or what its purpose is. I don't know anything about the Sissing Lake Association, why they would.
I agree as the applicant that because of Sarah's point, I think it's a good idea to have a public hearing.
All right, well,
I think it
so
is.
we're not doing it tonight.
Yeah, then we'll do a public hearing.
Warren, I just want to go back to this road hook. What are the rules with road hooks? Like, can I have like a property a mile away and road hook it to the lake and have a piece? I mean, like, what is there a limitation on how far you can road hook something? Like, what is?
I'm not aware of any legal, I haven't researched that. I've just never seen one like this. I don't know if George has.
I've seen it a
but-
lot when I surveyed downstate in Putnam and Westchester, but they didn't road hook them and make them part and parcel. Really, which is language you use when things are contiguous to one another. You would just have one deed describing, and you'd have a parcel, your main parcel might be parcel A, together with parcel B granting lake access and dock rights, et cetera. And then you have this description that's, 25 by 50 or a 2-acre parcel or whatever it is on the lake. Again, I've seen it done many, many, many times that way. I've just never seen it done like this, where it's called a lot line adjustment and then made part and parcel, and it's, several hundred feet down the road again. That's just not something I've ever seen done. I don't think there's anything wrong with what we're doing. I think it's just much cleaner as a minor subdivision. And if you want to do it this way, we just need to state clear conditions of why we're doing it and allowing it, as opposed to, again, someone does something similar in a different scenario that's not underwater. Maybe we wouldn't be so keen on approving it as a lot line adjustment.
So
What is the zone? What is the acreage of this zone? Drew, do you know off the top of your head?
I believe it's 5.
5-acre zone on the south end, yes.
So these are both there's non-conforming lots?
Yeah, for a brief instant in time, you're creating a non-conforming lot before they get merged. But I mean, when you think about it all happening, when you file the map, it's kind of a moot point, really,
But you're not increasing the non-conformity by the.
exactly. We're not creating a non-conforming lot. The other lot still has plenty of acreage, and these lots are all getting bigger. So
Yeah.
it's good from that standpoint, I would say.
All right, yeah, I think we should, we'll wait till next month, and maybe Warren, you can research that, this road hook, if there's any implications to doing something like this. Make sure.
We can run it past parcel access in Dutchess County and see what they have to say. I don't know that they'll have a problem with that, as long as it's approved by the board, but.
What's the notice of the hearing gonna say?
Yeah,
Subdivisions
so
or
what
lot
are-
lines?
You're gonna set the public hearing?
We are, yes.
Are you gonna do a public hearing?
Yeah, we're gonna have to,
Yeah,
Warren, and is it gonna matter if we do a public hearing, if we call this minor subdivision or a lot line? I mean, the notice.
well, if you're gonna have a public hearing, why don't you just declare it to be a minor subdivision?
okay, so if we declare it a minor subdivision, that doesn't bring any other implications up for the applicant or hurdles that they would have to.
No, because you're gonna have a public hearing and you're gonna follow the same process as you would with I was just looking at our regulations, and it's unclear whether you could theoretically do a lot line adjustment in one night. But if we've done it before, I just don't recall. But you have to look
Well,
at,
that point's moot at this point because we're.
Yeah, that issue is moot, but-
Public hearing, so,
the language in our code is a little ambiguous on that.
okay.
Anyway, so this is cleaner to do it this way, and then we'll have the public hearing, and if the neighbors have any problems, we'll hear about it. And if all goes well, you'll approve it at the next meeting and move on.
We'll have to figure something out. I'm just gonna be trained up on it.
Unless you want to do it like the week. Well, it has to be the 23rd. The 2 Wednesdays.
No, we're not gonna, we'll figure it out for the night.
Okay.
But who knows, we might not even be able to do virtual at that point. Depends on what the governor does.
Okay.
Okay, so I guess then, I need a motion to, do we have to do lead agency or any of that sort of thing? Or do it just go right to the, set the public hearing?
Yeah, I think it's might be a type 2 action under seeker, isn't it? Something, it's to my,
Well, minor subdivision probably unlisted, so short form, which they did submit.
yeah, just do you have a short form?
Yeah, it was submitted and it was all filled out. Yep.
Yeah, so you would be the lead agency on this.
Yeah,
We
no
don't have to
coordinated
declare.
review.
Okay, so then just, I need a motion to set a public hearing
For my subdivision.
for minor subdivision for March 9th at 7:30 PM here.
Make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? I take it no one's opposed, so the motion passed. Public hearing is set for 7:30, March 9th.
Okay, I'll give a call to Parcel Access and see if it raises any eyebrows, but I don't think it will.
Okay,
Warren, would it be premature to get you the merger deeds, so you would have them before that meeting? That way, we don't get conceptual approval after another month to review them, even though it's not approved. I could have them drawn up and get you to actually look at them. If I get them.
Sure, I don't mind. Yeah, that's not a problem.
Then we don't have to condition.
Thank you.
is there anything else? There's nothing else they need, right?
I don't think there's anything else we can do tonight.
But there's nothing else the applicant needs to provide.
No, just work out the notice to the neighbors.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Thanks, Wesley.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So it's gonna go out as a minor. subdivision,
Yes.
the public hearing notice.
Yes. And we have to notify. No,
The neighbors.
the neighbors,
Oh, yes, yes.
and the newspaper.
Oh, now that's a good question. What's the requirement footage wise of notification?
It's the same, it always is.
So really, they're only notifying a few people.
Right.
Should we
I don't know. Is it 500?
expand that because it is on the lake?
Is it
Or
500 feet?
Antlers Clubs or Macarellos or anybody,
Ethan's asking about notification if.
Yeah, I'm
how
just
do we
looking
go
to
about-
see who we have to notify. Hold on.
It's, what is it? It's fine.
No.
That's all Jimmy.
which Wesley did, right? It's Pulvers and Milers and.
Hold it.
Yeah.
We're gonna do a hearing here for the Michigan Lake Association and nobody will know about it.
Yeah, I don't know how many other owners there are on the lake, but maybe a dozen.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll check. I think it's 500 feet, but I can check to see.
Right, but yeah, but what I guess Ethan is saying, but because of the whole lake association and all that, like we just notify them or just the,
But you know,
should we
the Lake
call-
Association, you have to notify the individual property owner.
Right. It'll be on the website. It'll be on the website. Is it still going in the paper? Is it still going to
yeah,
the
it's
news?
gonna go.
And I'm happy to run it by the Hearts, and they're very active in the Lake Association, and I'll definitely talk to them. It's better to let those people know what's going on before they come in to try to find out what's going on. So I'm happy to do that.
All right, great.
Very true.
All right.
Okay,
Thanks, Wesley.
all right, thank you, Wesley.
Thank you.
This is the last application, right? Let me just,
Okay.
we have minutes.
Minutes.
Do we need George or Warren anymore?
I don't think so.
We cool? Everybody all right?
George,
Yes.
thank you very much. Warren, one second, let me just make
Yeah.
sure in my head, but George, thank you for coming.
All right, you're welcome.
Good night, George. See you
Good
later.
night.
Yes, we had a question. Warren, we were talking at the zoning review committee, and we're looking about getting how does the code get updated? With all the changes that is going into the, that have been made with the map, with the text changes and the map changes and all that.
Well, we've already, on the text changes, when we pass the local law,
Yes.
then that local law is sent up to Department of State. When it's filed, that becomes the law, and then it's sent to general code, and then they will make the text changes to our code.
That's the E code people, the,
Yeah,
General
general
code?
code, yeah.
okay, so it should be happening or done.
Yeah, I don't know who does that, and it's usually done as a matter of course.
Okay.
Did we
And then, yes,
check with the town clerk, make sure that we received notification of, I think we did, if I remember correctly, that Department of State accepted the local law. So then the town clerk would normally then send that on to general code. And then that would then appear as a change in our code book.
It's been sent on to E-code, but it's there as a standalone document. It's not integrated into the original zoning law.
Well, it amends the original zoning law. So when you look at E-code, you'll see changes that were made pursuant to local laws are noted in the E-code. So yeah, it amends the existing zoning law.
but I think,
Okay.
Drew, are you saying that if you pull up a statute that was affected by the changes, is there like red cross out or a star saying this has been amended, or no, or it looks
No,
like
I
it's
mean,
still the law?
I haven't looked probably in the last week or two, but prior to this, there's been no changes made to the original zoning law. The changes are there as a standalone document in addition to the zoning law as it was. So the integration hasn't been done yet. So I don't know if they do that automatically.
General code does that. I thought we did make changes to the zoning law.
We did.
But Warren, what he's saying is that it physically just hasn't been done on the website, and we need, the public, if they go look, or we go to look at the code, we're not seeing what the changes are. We're seeing, unless you go and look at the addendum and then compare it and figure out, oh, well, this is where it needs to go, so we need to.
No, there wouldn't be an addendum. If you look on I mean, I'm not sure what local laws Drew is referring to, but if you give me an example of a local law that we passed changing the zoning law, then I can check our on E-code to see whether that's been integrated into the zoning law. But when you look at it on E-code, you'll see, section whatever, and then there'll be a note amended by local law number 6 of 2020 or something like that. And that's integrated into the text of the law.
Okay, I'll make it simple. So check first, Warren, go to like the bulk regulations, see if the setback requirements that we changed have been made. Because the last time I looked, they have not.
I will take a look at it. I don't know. They should have been made. That's why that's what we pay general. I mean, unless they were never sent to general code by our town clerk, which.
No, you're not. The local law that made the text changes to the zoning law, that was done by local law, correct?
Correct.
That's been sent to them and it's posted with the zoning law itself. Two
Okay.
separate things.
All right, so this is, we'll have to follow up
I'm not
with
sure
the-
I'm understanding your question. Maybe you want to just contact me at the office and we'll go over
Okay.
the.
Yeah, we'll
Okay.
follow up
pull
offline,
it
but
up
we'll
and-
check. Yep. And we'll see if, now at least we know who's supposed to be doing it, and then we'll work from there. Okay, well, Warren, thank you very much. That's it
Okay.
for you.
All right,
Thank
good
you.
night, everybody.
Good night. So we need minutes.
We did move,
So I need a motion to approve the minutes for January.
I make that motion.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
What,
Oh,
I
was a mis, oh,
I
is it-
think there's a mistake.
sure.
They list Ethan as an alternate
Oh, yeah.
in the minutes,
Ethan
No.
told me about that. I
which,
changed it.
which I don't think is correct.
Yes,
You're
Ethan
correct.
told me.
Okay,
I changed it.
yep. Anything else?
I think the alternate has to go next to my name.
Okay. All
Nothing
right.
further.
Any other further changes? I guess I should ask that first. No. Okay, so
Move to approve the minutes.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? All right, the January minutes have been approved. I think that's it. I don't know, it's new year.
There you go.
Look out for your training opportunities and
I have a question,
Oh.
and maybe a request
sure, yes.
for our lovely secretary. And this may have been in the past. Is there a way that we can put the address with the, with anything that comes up on the agenda? Or is there a reason we don't do that?
Address?
So we had Two Dog Farms a few months ago on Skunks Misery Road. Who knows where Two Dog Farms is? I don't know. And I see in a lot of other planning boards in the county, they put the address associated with whatever may or may not be done.
Are we getting the, what do you call this up to? The Dropbox? Like, did this go up with the meeting?
Oh, no, I guess when we didn't go, we went back to not only virtual, I haven't been putting it up there, but I can do that, sure.
Yeah, let's do it. Just do it as a going, and that's a good idea, but you
Yeah.
can
Sure.
have, put the address there where it is.
Even if it's something like this, I don't know if Jim has an actual 911 address, but just Lake Road.
Yeah, so, you know, if you, that involves my neighborhood, I should check it out.
Great.
Yeah.
So,
It's a good idea.
oh, I didn't ask, anyone have anything else? Drew, do you have anything for us? I forgot to ask you. I'm sorry.
No, I did receive information from Stissing Center regarding the lighting issue that we have, but I didn't know that we had hired George, so I'll get that information to him. And then, because
Okay.
I just received it like 2 days ago, and then I'll move the rest of the information onto the board for next meeting.
You might need the original stuff too, right?
The
The
original,
original approvals that we did, so you
Yeah.
can compare what's on the, what about, the farm market? Did they get the DOT thing or what was?
they got the site plan. I talked to Jack last week. He got the site plan to DOT, and they sat on that for a bit, and then came back to him and said that they needed approval from the town. So he sent the conditional approval, hoping that's gonna satisfy them with the only, with the only condition of.
So we're waiting on them.
Right.
Yeah, so it's
Okay.
kind of left hand and right hand.
Okay,
They'll review it now.
Yeah. I'm sure.
all right.
Top of the plate.
Okay, and I guess with that, just one thing, I don't know if everyone got to see, we did the zoning review committee, standing zoning review committee met, and the video's up on the planning board channel. Some interesting things about solar, if you want to check it out, the whole solar situation. And we'll be looking at, talk to Brian, scheduling a workshop with the town board to talk about that, the solar. All right, can I have a motion to adjourn?
Move to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?